Wait a minute, I saw you earlier.
You did.
I saw you out in the parking lot. Okay. Which camera's A? Which A camera?
A camera here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, thank you so much for indulging me.
Oh, I'm really happy to do this. I am. It's a break. Are you kidding me? Jumping up and down out there taking pictures with kids with peanut butter and jelly in their fingers.
Oh, yum. So being that you're a guest at the Kurtzman Institute of Art, what do you feel is essential for a makeup artist to know from an actor's perspective?
Well, I think in a showbiz, practical perspective, it's deadline. I think you'd be able to work fast and work with a deadline, which is a lot of pressure, which means that you have to learn to get your creativity out, in the pre-production or in the design time. But I'm just so happy that Robert's created this, because I can't tell you how many times I've had a little 14-year-old goth girl with a ring in her nose come up to me with a portfolio, and her parents don't understand this talent or her gift or her taste in horror, fantasy, science fiction, whatever. And I know that there's a career for her, but I don't know where to send her. She asks for advice if I'm in Chicago or I'm in San Francisco or Portland or New Jersey, and it's now I can say, go to Crestline, come to the Kurtzman Institute of Arts, because they are dealing with that. They've figured out there's this need.
Absolutely. All right, well, and you're an icon. Freddie,
Oh, thank you.
So what do you feel that you brought to the role of Freddie that made him the icon that he is today?
It's all Wes Craven. Freddie, I'd love to take credit. I'm the logo for this wonderful experience, this franchise of 8 films. I'm the logo for this experience that was discovered by the fans before it was hyped and merchandised originally. And I become that signature for this wonderful universal thing, which is the dreamscape, the nightmare, the bad, this landscape of the mind that Wes was so savvy to explore in a horror genre. The other thing is, and this is some stuff I've said before, it's not that fresh, but I use Jimmy Cagney,
Okay.
the famous gangster actor, his swagger. I used a little bit of Klaus Kinski in the Nosferatu remake with Isabella Gianni, especially his hands and his baldness in that film. And I actually used a little bit of the asymmetrical body language of Bob Fosse, which manifested itself into kind of the drop shoulder and the gunslinger pose, as if the claw weighed more and pulled me in that direction as Freddie. So the body language essentially is my gift. We maybe, some fans and Wes think we went too far with the humor, but we kind of reined it back for Wes Craven's New Nightmare and Freddy versus Jason a little bit, and made it put the threat back in him a little more. But basically the posture, yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that. What are your thoughts about the evolution or devolution of the Freddy character throughout the series?
I think we had to go where we went. Part 6 is like a Warner Brothers cartoon. And I think that was intentional, though.
Okay.
I mean, Rachel Talalay, all of us wanted to push the envelope and make it that way. Was it right? I don't know. But that was intentional. And I think we were playing with a kind of graphic novel, comic book sensibility that the fans had with this Freddy character. And that's why we went there. But again, there's some really dark, nasty stuff in the other ones. And we kind of returned to that.
What do you feel is missing from current modern-day horror films?
I see horror movies all the time that I like. I think it's the fans' fault for not supporting some stuff. I can't find any fans that have seen, for instance, the Sam Rockwell film Moon, and or Lucky McGee's film May, starring Angela Bettis. Just recently, we had a hit, The Conjuring. I thought it was a terrific film. I love Vera Farmiga and Lily Taylor. So I think that horror is alive and well. All directors want to play with their toy train set, and that toy train set these days is CGI. And that's fine, but you don't use that as a solution. It all has to start with the original script.
Absolutely.
If the script works and the story works, everything else will follow.
What can you tell us about about Strangeland? Can we expect to see a sequel to Dee Snider's?
Well, there's a script, but I don't know if Dee's out there. Dee's got a reality show now, and so I don't know if he's still going hat in hand doing the financing. I'm not sure he's up for that right now, and because he's busy. I'm more anticipating getting the financing for the Scott Glosserman project, the sequel to Leslie Vernon, Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon, and we're finally getting around to doing Fear Clinic here in Ohio, probably later this month, and then I just finished starring in a film in England called The Last Showing, which I think will be retitled here in the States as Midnight Movie, but it stars Finn Jones and myself, Finn Jones from Game of Thrones, and I'm really pleased with that. I know he has to go pee.
Sorry,
I
someone
think
has
we're
to
done.
go pee.
I think we have to say cut, but let's do it a cool sign off.
All
We can
right.
get the scissors in here. Okay, go ahead.
Well, give us a hug. What do you
Give us a hug. I got a hug for her. I'll show you how Freddie hugs him. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Okay,
it,
you
Robert.
guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. Very awesome of you. Appreciate it.